going to be addressing a very important issue that we've actually maybe not noticed, or some, I believe, sport enthusiasts and commentators should have noticed this thing. And they might have given reasons why this is the status quo of the state of Nigerian national team players. However, I'm going to be giving it from my own perspective. And just to mention, okay, most of the reasons other sport commentators, the football commentators alike have actually given, I'm not saying they are not true, okay? I'm just coming from another point. I'm agreeing with some of them, not all of them. But fundamentally, I want to come from a coaching perspective. What coaching, what football heritage is saying as regards global best practice today. Have you observed that most of the Nigerian players that play for the Super Eagles are not in top 4 clubs? If you go to Italy, how many of our players play in top 4 in the Italian clubs? You come to England, the English Premier League. You go to the German league, the Bundesliga. You go to, I've spoken about Italy, the Serie A. You go to La Liga. How many of the players, the starting 11 for the Super Eagles, play in these leagues? I'm not trying to bring these players down, and I'm not trying to belittle their hustle and their craft. I'm just trying to say there is a major decline compared to the yesteryear's players that represented the Super Eagles. I don't even want to talk about the golden set. Those ones, almost every one of them, you see them in top 4 clubs. But I want to shock commentators who think that if those players are actually playing now, that those players would play in top 4 clubs. Yes, they are right on one hand. And why they are right is, I think those players will be able to meet with the modern requirement of the game. They'll be able to meet up, because the truth is, in the days of the Rashidi, if you watch how he played as a top 9, he played ahead of his time. He was doing what top 9s then were not doing. And little wonder you see Osimhen flourishing wherever he finds himself. It was like a reincarnation of Rashidi Yekini. Go watch his clips. You see a lot of Osimhen in that man. May God bless his soul. Is it the Babayaros of this world? You count the Babayaros of this world, you count the Macons, the Roberto Carlos. Those were the guys that were overlapping. They were playing ahead of their time. Even before English football and other parts of the world started allowing fullbacks to overlap, join the attack. These guys were doing it. Go watch most of the videos in the archives. We had them overlapping. So yeah, I think for me, I'm gonna agree. Why I'm agreeing is because they've actually done even a lot ahead of their time, that particular set. And apart from that, they have this mentality of learning, adapting, and they were so into personal growth than just collective growth. Individually, they were leaders. And a leader is someone that learns. So I believe that if they were playing in this time, they would learn the present way of playing. And now that takes me to the point I want to make. The players today are not just struggling to play or to be in a team in top 4. It is not by accident. It boils down to coaching education. So football has actually been merged from the art aspect to the scientific aspect. And this thing is not just across football. The amalgamation of the art aspect and the science aspect is across all sports. So science has come into football. There was a time where footballers just need to be talented. And you know what coaches need to do? They just need to be managers. They will select, you are playing left back, you are playing right back, you are playing center back, you are a DM. Playing football, you just being talented is not enough. There are teams now line up in a different shape when they are on the ball, and even when they're on the ball, there are different places on the pitch. There is the defensive third, there is a shape a team will take, there is another different formation shape a team will take when they're in the mid third, the middle, and when they're in the attacking third, there is another shape a team will take. There was an era where, as a left back, the only added work rate was, okay, maybe you overlapping. But right now, left backs, you must know how to play as a left back. You must also know how to play as a left center back. You must know how to play as an inverted full back. You must know how to go into the half spaces. Now, not overlapping, underlapping into the half space. You wonder why Chelsea and those clubs that really want to play possession-based football, they don't buy just any caliber or profile of player. They go for players that could actually have a primary position but have other secondary positions they could play on as. Because as the game flows, as it progresses, there are times you are going to leave your natural position to occupy another position based on the flow and the tempo of the game. And once you are there, you have to die the idea of your natural position and begin to play like that is your real position. Guess what? That is where a lot of our local players, by local I mean players of Nigerian descent, especially those that were born and bred in Nigeria and got most of their coaching education back home, struggle. But guess what? When they go to their club, over time, some of them get to actually go into the game. Coaches brush them here and there, loans here and there. They make them better players. Now, both foreign-based players, local-based players, once you play in big clubs, loans are always good for development. And the development actually come from actually making you understand these aspects of the game. But these boys are struggling. Today, it boils down to our coaching education. Our coaching education at the grassroots is dead, with due respect. The coaching education is gone. There needs to be a state of emergency needs to be declared on sports in Nigeria. But me, I cannot talk about every other sport because I don't know everything in any other aspect. But I know sports in general is dead. The Mary Onyalis and co of this world were discovered through programs, inter-police, military, paramilitary competitions, companies, banks. There was an environment that actually allowed for these talents to actually be seen and be fostered. We had the inter-house sports there, schools, relay races. Those things are gone. If they do them now, they are just doing it to make sure that the money that was budgeted for these things were used for it. But the soul and flesh of those programs are no longer there. I'm going to come back to soccer now. We no longer do these things. Our grassroots football is dead. With due respect, I go home. I go to local teams to coach. Like I tell you, I still see coaches telling somebody, you are playing number 4. You are playing number 6. Once the team is struggling, they point to number 4, number 6. Oh, you are the cause. Why that place is leaking. Nobody playing. There is no lone midfield like saying you have to mark everyone. No. For you to match your talent, you have to understand global best practice as regards the modern day soccer is being played the scientific way. There was a time big teams used to beat just any team they meet because they just need to get the talent in their team. That's why they're called big teams. You just count names. Oh, these teams are good. You wonder Brazil struggles today. Every team struggles against other nations. There was a time when you see, with due respect, you see Italy playing Iceland. You know that Italy is having a walkover. You could go and sell your house and bet, and the bet is going to be sure. Go and try it today. Go and try it today. You would regret why you sold your house to place a bet on that match. You know why? Smaller nations, smaller teams have actually grown into the science of football. And so when they come in that scientific shape, they keep to those principles. They could match up to big teams. The only difference is when you have big teams with big players, naturally talented players, who are able to put in discipline to their talent and also go with the science aspect of the game, they always come on top. But those smaller teams will not struggle like they used to. There are no big nations now in soccer in Europe, and there are no small nations because the science aspect of football has become a leveler. Our boys are not technical, with due respect. And we have to be vocal about this. I'm going to analyze the Nigerian friendly qualifiers so far. I meant to say the qualifiers. And I'm going to show you this point on how they are not even positioning themselves rightly in a scientific way to actually bring results. They are positioning themselves out there to fail. And that's where you need the coaches now to be very vocal and stubborn. Because some of them do these things in their club. But once they come back home, I don't know whether, I think the ego comes in, the disrespect comes in. Because I don't want to believe that the present Super Eagles coach, because I can also show you how he played under Mali. He's one coach in Africa that is trying to incorporate that science aspect of the game. He's a coach that plays the Gengen pressing, high press. He chokes his midfield. But that same formation that he's playing, that same on the ball and off the ball, we don't see those boys doing it. But guess what? He has actually made the first two matches he played. We saw a trait, we saw a pattern on how he wants these guys to play. But right now, for me, I want to see it as a coach would see it. I see a lot of indiscipline in the boys. Indiscipline as to keeping to instructions on the pitch. Now, the blame the coach might have is how does he get these boys to actually key into the instructions on the ball, in the defensive third. This is how I want us to shape. I need us to trust the process. In the mid third, this is how I want us to shape. I need us to trust the process, and so in the final third. The Super Eagles, when they played the AFCON final against Ivory Coast, go check, fact check me. You will count at least almost, if not all, almost all the starting lineups play in Division 1. Whether top league or, but they play in Division 1 around the world. We have Super Eagles players that they don't even play in Division 1, being invited. Now the ones that play in Division 1, you see them struggle technically on the pitch. This is going to be another video. I'm going to show you how football in Nigeria and the grassroots needs a drastic attention. Our coaching education is dead. I cannot oversay this. And that our boys cannot be found in top leagues in the world is something that is worrisome. Nigeria is a footballing nation. It's very, very worrisome. It should cause, for me, it's causing sleepless night for me. I'm a Nigerian. I know where I came from. I know the talent on the street. The only one today that could play in anything. The Osimhens of this world, he can play in anything. Is it Barcelona? Is it Real Madrid? Is it Chelsea? Is it Manchester United? You can't call the first 5 strikers in the world today and you don't call him. He's a monster. He's a beast. He didn't make himself because of there was a good grassroots education for him. He went on different loan spells. He didn't just appear to be who he is today. But you could see clearly a child of destiny who wants to learn. He plays for club side, he plays for country. The passion is the same. He doesn't mind if he dies on the pitch. And guess what? You still wonder why there was a time Africans don't play as midfielders. They play either as defenders or strikers. The place where you need to play less of technicality is when you're a striker. You apply less of technicality. Most strikers have this killer instinct to score goals. But yeah, they need to understand positioning in the box. That's where the mathematics comes. Mathematics of football, the technicality. A Ronaldo at his age knows how to position himself to score goals. Not because of the leg anymore, but because of the head. And that's why the older they get, you see strikers begin to get better. But you see the midfield. You see center backs. You see, especially now, right full backs. Because they could they're like chameleons. Depending on where they're on the pitch, they could alter their positioning. These persons need to be very technical. Especially the midfield. Nigeria does not, with due respect, have one orchestrator. An orchestrator is someone that can go to his center backs and say, give me the ball. 2 people are on him, right? He's saying, give me the ball and I'm going to turn. And the center backs will trust him and give him the ball. Nigeria don't have that player. Don't have that caliber of player. So building up from the back is always going to be very hard. I'm going to give a tip of what it means to be technical in the modern day game. Only a Pello, only a Fabregas can go and meet the center backs and take the ball from their leg. And only a Vitinha now, a Pedri, a Caicedo can go meet the center backs and say, give me the ball. Let me launch from this place. Let me make things happen. Only those players. We have others of their calibers. But we don't have those kind of players in the Super Eagles. And while those players do it, it is risky. It is not right. Because they are leaving their positions to come to someone's position to receive the ball. Now it is because they are special. So those rules will be bent for them because they could make things happen. You know when God has given you something that in fact you just like take it and help us and do the work. Those are the kind of players. But if you don't have those kind of caliber of players in your team, please play the basics. And what are the basics? You are going to see the likes of Wilfred Ndidi going to meet the center back. You're going to see Iwobi going to meet the center back to receive the ball. When they are not, is a fact, they are not in the caliber of these players I've called. When you are not in the caliber of these players that I've called, what you do is you allow your opponents, if they are pressing with 2 at the front, their first line of press is 2 or 1. You allow those 2 or 1 to press your center backs that have the ball. Then you position yourself behind those center backs. Have a good body shape that you could receive this ball and go forward. Go to either the right or the left side of the pitch that you want. That is called breaking the press. So when those 2 press and it gets to you, that is 2 men down. You now have 8 people. Now your defenders, your center backs have given a penetration pass. They've breaking the press, leaving 2 men down, right? Now you take the ball and you advance. You go centrally or you go out wide. That is the technical aspect of football that I was talking about. And these are things that coaches need to be particular about. I need you to trust him to bring the ball to you. I need you to be in a place that you could receive, we could have men down, and we could break the press and even penetrate more up the pitch. I'm going to show this on the tactical board. So Nigeria, something needs to be done about our grassroots football, our grassroots education. Our coaches, with due respect, are way back. Remember those days we were in schools, you find lecturers in 2015 using their textbook of 1994, 1996 to teach. And you wonder why we cannot discover common vaccine for malaria. The same thing is happening in football. Coaches are using old model. They are way behind. So anytime we meet other parts of the world, we struggle. Our players are struggling abroad. Good talents go, but they can play. You think it's just by playing the ball, this guy can dribble. No. Football has now merged the tactical aspect and the science aspect. It's together. It joins with the talent. Talent is no longer enough. In Africa today, only the North Africans, even amongst the North Africans, we're going to single out some countries, not all. Morocco, Algeria. Then in the black African countries, Senegal. They have a very good education when it comes to in terms of football. Africa needs an overhaul. Even if we are saying that, yes, we need more representation in World Cup slots. We know, but we need more advancements in our coaching education. If you're objective and you come down to the West and see coaching and learn coaching, the science aspect of it, you're gonna cry like, my God, we're doing many things wrong. See, science, mathematics, 1 + 1 is 2, it cannot be 10. And they are now doing that mathematics in football now. Any nation that doesn't do the mathematics of football is destined to fail. With all your talent, you will struggle. Oh, they have prospect, they have this. That being said, it is no fluke that our players are struggling abroad and cannot be found in the big teams. The coaching education needs to be overhauled. It has to be looking at drastically. At the same time, some of these players, in the absence of the structure, you can become your structure. And that's where discipline comes in. When you come for national, to the National Super Eagles to play, you are being taught a lot at your clubs. Do it. There are times the coach will not show up. You guys show up. Talk to yourselves. Bros, stay that place. Stay that place. No come here. Stay. You know you're supposed to stay that left-hand half space. Stay there. You guys know these things, but no discipline. Not just selfie. They do. Got banana sellers everywhere. Granite. They go full Super Eagles camp. They will rather do TikTok. People will say TikTok will give them result. Men, I shut up, I beg. How many times do you guys see the French, the German, want to call the Italian national team? How many times do you see inside what is happening whenever they're in camp? The highest thing you see when they're arriving in their cars. Like French, you see them different styles. But once they go in, you don't see a lot of videos. But Nigeria, you will know how they are sleeping, how their room looks like, everything. They can do that one. But to be humble enough to put themselves together on the pitch and move in scientific way, not problem. A word is enough. Oh. Nigeria is going down. Something is happening. There is a massive decay in soccer in Nigeria. We are struggling to qualify with the kind of country we are struggling to qualify with. It's okay.